In case you missed last week's episode, we were pulling stumps and trying to make sure that we had level ground in order to do the shed to house conversion, tiny house, we're not sure what we're calling it. This week we are going over all of those holes in the ground and making sure that everything's flat. Because later on in the video we are going to start creating the forms for us to start pouring concrete. That is what our shed is going to sit on.
What we need to do is to figure out how straight we are. So we have it measured over 4 and then 3. We'll measure between each one of those pieces of tape and we'll move the string in and out. And when it gets to be 5 feet, we know that that's a square. It's called the
5 feet between the two?
Between the two pieces, it's called the 3-4-5 rule. So it gets you real close in making it square when you're setting up your lines. So once you get your back line done, use a 3-4-5. 3 feet, 4 feet, and between the two should be 5.
I have 5 feet right here.
You put it on 5 feet. Don't let me pull it. Okay, so right there. Now you go get that line. And
what do you want me to do?
Now I want you to take it off that stake and go out far. Yeah, this ain't gonna work because we're gonna need somebody on this 5 foot too. All right, let me think of the other rule. Since we don't have a third person and I only know how to do this as 3, we'll make the form, but before we put this end in, we'll measure the corners to make sure that they're equal, and then we'll screw it in.
Okay.
All right.
So next we're gonna make this side.
Now we're gonna make that side. Go ahead and get a board started here, and then that way now we've got straight lines that we can kind of maneuver. But this here will get us past what we need, and that's what we kind of need right now. We need to be a little bit longer. Put that tape right on 24 feet.
Okay.
Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Put it on top, make it tight. You're right there, right? Yeah. So I got 36/8. Okay, so we might need to go this way.
So I just want to pause it right here and just let you guys know that we're not professionals by any means, and this is all off grid. So this needs to be close. It does not need to be perfect. So if you guys are sitting here critical of what we're doing and everything else like that, we're trying to get it close, but we're doing the best that we can.
So I'm worried about that corner, that it might have to go out just a little bit, because see how there's a little bit slag? Yeah. So push that out. Okay. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Yep. And so now we'll put a stake there and put a stake there, and now the corners are square. So what we have here is we have our corners set, and then we run this string. We know that between stake to stake it's a straight line, but you can see how the wood bows. This is where we would bring the stakes in on the outside and push it in, and the stakes will hold it straight to the string, and that's how you get your straight lines. Now we'll put the board right there going this way. We can form everything up based on the strings and get the bows out of the middle 2x4s. And then that way, the next thing we'll have to do after that is, so we've got it square, now we got to get it level. Because right now, one end may be higher than the other. So when we go to stake it, we'll need to make a level.
for the video.
There you go. Put that in the blooper reel at the end.
Earlier you heard us talking about how we had to make it level. You can see that over on that corner we raised it up a little bit so it is truly level all the way around.
At this point we're done with the framing. We double checked it for square, and it is. So I would say we now need to come in here and knock out some of these high spots. Anywhere where we have some of these roots, let's get those out of there. And then we'll need to dig a trench around the edges so that we have at least 6 inches for a good footing, and we want the width of the shovel. We won't have to worry about over here to your right, and that's more than enough for the depth, so I think we'll be okay there. But anywhere else, we need to make sure around the edges we have at least 6 inch depth.